You are listening to the voices of the... Wait, did you take the wrong turn? This is AmeLynn's Corner of Chaos. Are you sure you're prepared? Either way, welcome.
We got sidetracked, as is the point, in this wonderful corner of chaos, but we meant to mention at the very least why we thought about starting a podcast in the first place, and we got beautifully sidetracked and went into childhood stuff. So I don't know, it might be a different reason for me and for you, but what was your reason, Amelie? Why another podcast out of the 100,000 million billion podcasts out there?
There's so many podcasts there.
So many podcasts.
I mean, I already had podcasts when I was about 10.
Yes.
Like we mentioned before. Like I used to have a YouTube channel a long time ago. And I don't know, it just randomly happened that there was like because I was into makeup, and there was this new brand that came out, and I was like, I just want to like do like a quick review thing. It wasn't a thing doing that before back in the day. I just thought that it would be so cool to do that because I couldn't find any videos about this particular brand. So I thought,
Millennials.
yeah, no, but like I just
Hipsters.
Exactly. The funny thing is that when I did that, I said something. I made a joke about like, oh yeah, and then I love it so much. Maybe they would like me as a chairman of the company, whatever. But the funny thing is, like, the chairman of the company actually commented on that video, which was really funny. But I just kind of like continued doing it, not because I wanted to do makeup in a sense of that. I really enjoyed editing. I really enjoyed editing, and then it was easy to create content because to edit. So I just kept doing that. I did it. I think I had like 10,000 subscribers at the most or something like that. But I got really sick, and then I had to work because I was like in London. So I just didn't have time, and I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered. And that was during the time when things got a little bit. If I continued, I would have probably been up there with maybe not the biggest, but I will be probably, it was literally during that time when things got busier and stuff. But I dropped it. And then quite recently, was it last year, I think? Yeah, it was last year, beginning of the year. So a year ago, I thought to myself, I need to start a podcast because there are so many things that happen in my life. So I just wanted to talk about like it's just crap that's been happening to me. And like we said before, I just wanted to help. Like I just wanted to help. So I thought if I talk about that. I did that. I didn't have like my face, but I just did a podcast because I wanted to see if I could upload something every single week. It was like a test. And I did that, I think, for like about 6 months or so. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so boring. So I just stopped. And I did talk to Luigi at some point. And I said to him, like, I would love to do a podcast about like just occult stuff and tarot cards and things. I said, if I start something like this on YouTube, like, would you want to come on as a guest or something? Because I think I would be very boring to do it by myself. And he said, yeah, of course I will. And then nothing really happened, but we kept meeting up, and our discussions were always really interesting because at first we had the TMA, and then we did our guides as well. We had like the side group, and there we had like some really interesting discussions because the four of us were so different. We come from such different backgrounds as well. And it was on my mind all the time. And then I think we mentioned it when we had our meetings, and you were like on the same page, and I just felt like, why not?
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it wasn't planned. I just felt like if we just have a name, we can just get it going. And then you're very like, what is called, like a person that it gets things going as well.
Yeah.
I
so
find
it helps to have two.
Yeah, I just find it very
Yeah.
difficult when people take a back seat sometimes. Maybe not because they don't want to do it, it's because like how like it gets a little bit like how to start when you've never done this. But like I've done it before, so I kind of knew like the basic things that you should have. So it was
Yeah.
easier, but it got so much easier when you're like on the same page as well. And yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Right.
What
Yeah, I
about
mean,
you?
I think for me, it's like what I mentioned with the sidetracking that when I was a child, I had this short face. I kind of felt it would be cool to be a radio host. And now, I've always, I think, had some sort of obsession of like recording my thoughts, either written or actually like as voice. I've done that since I was a child all through teenager years. It was kind of like a diary. I would speak into like I had like a dictaphone like back in the days, was an actual thing, also with a cassette in it that I always would wear with me. And then I would just like would have it. I'm like, oh my God, and then I would talk about everything, also like dreams or what happened or a diary. And I don't know if these cassettes still exist or my mom might have thrown them out. I don't know. It would be really nice to listen to that. And also probably really, really awkward because I talked about so much stuff when I was a teenager, and there was a lot of awkward stuff. I think very awkward stuff. Now it's probably cringe, but you live and you learn. It's fine. You're cute. You probably were really cute back then. I don't know. But yeah, so this kind of thing about just archiving, recording things that I do or that I think about, and like that. I mean, I've been kind of hosting my own podcast without it being a podcast, just by me like talking about my experiences or things that happen on all kind of topics, but mostly occult stuff or things that are interesting to me, right? And I had this idea it would be really cool to do a podcast because I do like listening to podcasts as well, and like there's always something like if there's interesting people or there's interesting guests, and then I was like, there's always something that I take with me on these podcasts that I like, and then like why not? It could be maybe we're people that other people might like to listen to. Maybe it's because of our voices or, the topics we talk about or both. And so like, why not? And I just really like this interactive part of it because like I'm just sitting there and I'm being in my own thoughts and I'm talking about my own thoughts with myself or writing about it. Right? So I don't have a mirror. I just have myself as a mirror, and with actually having other people there. And if it's just you, Amelie, or like the others in the group, then you have a conversation, and in a conversation, things happen. And very different things happen. And I really appreciate that kind of dynamic of having conversations about things. And then again, if, we're already doing it, and now in this day and age, you just press a record button and then upload it maybe, and then other people can enjoy it and listen to it, or throw tomatoes or whatever they want to do, It's cool. Yeah. So when you mentioned that you've done something before, I was like, already like tingling. I was like, maybe this could be a thing. And then we actually talked about it. And I was like, yes, let's do it. Like, let's go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like we
Yes.
said as well. Like I want to do it. I just don't want it to fizzle out. I
Yeah.
think that's the problem many times when there's many people involved, which is like I love having like more people involved and guests and stuff. But many times like it gets difficult to like find time, or things fizzle out because obviously it takes a while to like get subscribers and all of that. So a lot of people don't have patience. But I'm like, we're doing this because we really like doing it. It's not
Yeah.
for
And we're talking
anything
about it
really.
anyway.
Exactly. We're doing this anyway. So why not share this? And I
Yeah.
think it's going to be really fun to look at it in
Yeah.
a few years' time as well.
Absolutely.
And to see like how like our friendship, like the four of us, how we evolve, where we're at,
Yeah.
in a couple of years' time, things that we say in the beginning might, changed, evolved. It's just really interesting to
Yeah.
like just think back at that.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah. Yeah. It's really exciting too. Also, like as a personal kind of archive, it's like, what did we do? What did
yeah,
we think a few years ago? Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
yeah. And I think it's so amazing as well because we live in different places. I know now Luigi and Adriana still live in London, but I can tell you that people in London don't see each other that often because it's
yeah.
just mental there. but I don't live too far away from London's, but I just really like the fact that you can do things like this with people not necessarily living in the same town or city where you are, and you can just have a friendship without even met someone face to face and talk about things that you're really interested in. I find it really cool, and also, like we said, we definitely will have like guests on. If they say yes, that would be great, But I think as this evolves, it'll get interesting, and
I bet. It already is.
yeah. And I just really like as well a podcast that is like very natural, like as in we don't have like a specific script. It's not. I do like a podcast that is, like professional, so to say. If there is like a learning curve to it, or you have to, or if there's like something very like specific or heavy subject, or like you learn something. But I just having people talk to each other in a very natural kind of way, like a discourse, it's just very soothing just listening to it.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like sitting at a campfire, kind of zoning out a bit, and you just hear people having conversations about interesting topics, and then you just kind of fall asleep to it, or you just, it's kind of, I feel that's kind of that kind of vibe. And I appreciate that vibe as well. And it's just like, just listen to us and fall asleep. That's good.
Yeah, you can always watch it again.
Yeah, you can
listen to it again in the morning if you fall asleep. It's there.
It works that way. Yeah. I mean, really, I guess we're just four misfits who are like into the occult and weird shit, and we just like to talk about our weird shit. So that's what we're doing.
Asking questions, being curious and spiral. Like that's another thing, because I think I don't know, because they spiral exactly. I'm spiraling right now.
We're spiraling.
I don't know. I think we are into like some really weird stuff in a sense, but also I think in the beginning maybe even it gets a little bit scary to talk about maybe like things that are like really weird, or like something that you might have in mind. I
the
do
visceral
wonder.
Stuff.
Yeah, I just do wonder, like, after a while, if it will be easier to kind of like open up a little bit more about like, because if it's very personal, even the gritty stuff. It's just very personal. And like, I'm an Aquarius. I'm not very good at opening up in that sense. But yeah, it's just interesting to see how much we're going to expand on the weirdness, because I have a feeling it will come.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think it's like sitting in the corner, it's just like waiting, but for just having like topics to talk about, it's kind of more like the safe way to start something, and then just bouncing ideas or whatever, like bouncing ideas off of each other, or what we think about something, or what our experiences are with something, and then that way it's just like, something might snake up and
it will spiral itself there.
Oh yeah, definitely will. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's basically our reasoning for why we're doing this, I guess. At least ours. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that chaotic.
No. For once. All right.
You've been listening to AmeLynn's Corner of Chaos. Well met.